I got a great video for you today. I don't know if you heard the news yet, but Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, they have come out with another explosive video where they went undercover with Google executives, and they learned a lot. One of the things they learned is just exactly how they plan to go about rigging the 2020 election. You know, I'll go over this article with you. I got the clip. A clip from the beginning of the video. It's about a 25-minute video. If you want to watch the whole thing, I'll leave a link for you in the description. But it goes into what they do and how they do it to suppress any speech they disagree with. So I hope you'll watch the whole video and then maybe go to the Veritas website and watch the whole report, the whole video there. So yeah, I'll take you to the website right now and we'll take a look at what it says, okay?
The reason why I decided to come to Project Veritas is because people need to know what's actually going on with Google. There's this facade about what they're doing, but what they're actually doing, what the employees are actually seeing inside the company is different.
But the reason we launched our AI principles is because people were not putting that line in the sand, and they were not saying what is fair and what's equitable. So we're like, well, we are a big company, we're going to say it.
People who voted for the current president do not agree with our definition of fairness.
They're not an objective piece, they're not an objective source of information.
But then there are teams which are called ML Fairness.
ML Fairness, the teams?
Fairness, like,
yeah.
You know, you need to be fair.
We're also training our algorithms, like if 2016 happened again, would the outcome be different?
They are a highly biased political machine that is bent on never letting somebody like Donald Trump come to power again.
2020 is certainly on top of now my old organization, Trust and Safety, is top of mind. They've been working on it since 2016 to make sure we're ready for 2020.
This is a Goliath-eyed butt of David trying to say that the emperor has no clothes.
He got called in front of Congress multiple times. They can pressure us, but we're not changing.
Being a small little ant that can be crushed, and I'm aware of that. But this is something that is bigger than me. This is something that needs to be said to the American public.
Elizabeth Warren is saying that we should break up Google. And like, I love her, but she's very misguided. Like, that will not make it better, it'll make it worse, because now all these smaller companies who don't have the same resources that we do will be charged with preventing the next Trump situation. It's like a small company cannot do.
And it's like...
Earlier this year, a Facebook insider exposed deboosting of conservatives on Facebook. That insider inspired someone at Pinterest to come to Project Veritas with his story. Last week, we released a report from the Pinterest insider Eric Cochran detailing censorship of pro-life and Christian content.
The tech companies can't fight us all.
Today, we bring you a Google insider, a brave man who came forward and brought us a story that will scare you.
I think sunlight is the best disinfectant, and people need to start asking questions.
A couple weeks before the Google insider came forward, Project Veritas secretly recorded with Jen Janai, a Google executive. Janai talks about making sure when people search for things through machine learning algorithms, Google's political agenda is always present.
We all got screwed over in 2016. Again, it wasn't just us, it was like people got screwed over, the news media got screwed over, like everybody got screwed over, so now we're rapidly being like, what happened there? How do we prevent it from happening again?
Right after Donald Trump won the election in 2016, the company did a complete 180 in what they thought was important. Before, they thought self-expression and giving everyone a voice was important. But now they're like, hey, there's a lot of hate, and because of there's a lot of hate and misogyny and racism, that's the reason why Donald Trump got elected. And so we need to fix that. And we need to start policing our users because we don't like to have an outcome like that. We don't want to have an outcome like that to happen again.
Yeah, let's talk a little about that. Tell me more about what you observed at these meetings right after Trump was elected. Who said it? What was said exactly?
So the things that changed was that the TJFs, they started talking about the need to combat hate and racism online, and also at YouTube they had the same talks by the CEO Susan, and they talked about combating that and getting rid of unfairness. And so slowly they started introducing the concept of machine learning fairness.
Jen Janai is the head of responsible innovation at Google Global Affairs. She determines policy and ethics for machine learning, or artificial intelligence. What we've learned is that AI is increasingly what Google Search is all about.
Okay, here's the website. I'll leave the link in the description to this one right here. And it's at projectveritas.com. Insider blows whistle and exec reveals Google plan to prevent Trump situation in 2020 on a hidden cam. Yeah, that's what he did. That's what James O'Keefe does best, eh? An insider said Google is bent on never letting somebody like Donald Trump come to power again. Google head of responsible innovation says Elizabeth Warren is misguided on breaking up Google. See, these are just some of their little talking points. Leaked documents highlight machine learning fairness in Google's practices to make search results fair and equitable. But documents appear to show editorial policies that determine how Google publishes news. The insider says Google violates the letter of the law and the spirit of the law in Section 230. Section 230 is where they're allowed to be just a platform and not responsible and unable to be sued for anything that's on the platform because they're not making editorial decisions. Once they start making censorship or editorial decisions, then they become responsible for what's on the platform. They become a publisher. That's what Section 230 is. So as we continue here, and I don't know what's on this here. This is like the mobile version of the website. So here we go. We continue on. Project Veritas has released a new report on Google, which includes undercover video of a senior Google executive, leaked documents, and testimony from a Google insider. The report appears to show Google's plans to affect the outcome of the 2020 elections and prevent the next Trump situation. The report includes undercover footage of longtime Google employee and head of responsible innovation, Jen Janai, saying, Elizabeth Warren is saying we should break up Google, and I love her, but she's very misguided. Like that, and we will not make it and that would not make it better, it would make it worse. Because all these smaller companies who don't have the same resources we do will be charged with preventing the next Trump situation. It's like a small company cannot do that. Exactly why we want it all to be a bunch of small companies instead of one big one. So they can't rig our elections like they are talking about and intending to do. So that's the gist of it. I encourage you to watch the video. I'm not going to sit and read the entire article to you here. But as usual, I'll kind of scroll through it. You know what this means? I mean, they can actually literally just rig an election very easily. And we all know how. And we know that, Zuckerberg and Tim Cook, all of them, they want to collude together. Same with the guy over there at Twitter, Jerk Dorsey. They'll all get together and try to rig the election, try to stop Trump from getting elected. Didn't we all know that, right? We've all known that. We're not relying on these people to help us get our message out, are we? We're not doing that, right? suppose we can't get our message out, you're still going to vote for Trump, right? So I don't know if this will have more of a positive or more of a negative impact on the ideology of Google, Facebook, and Twitter. I think it'll have a negative impact. I think a lot of their own people will be kind of offended that you're cheating. Yeah, people root for you to win the game, but blatant cheating, you lose fans. So I think this hurts the Democrats in the long run. I mean, they're just getting to be seen as these insane people that are just hell-bent on cheating or stealing an election or locking up any way they can. Doesn't matter if it's right or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's moral. They don't care as long as they win and they get power. They don't care what's morally correct to do or what's fair. I mean, come on, Trump won the election fair and square. There was no collusion. What are they still doing? Like, this is crazy. These people are crazy. But as you can see, after my rant there, they have retrieved a lot of documents. The leaked documents appear to show that Google makes news decisions about what news they promote and distribute on their sites. Comments made by Gianni raised similar questions. In a conversation with Veritas journalist, Gianni explained that conservative sources and credible sources don't always coincide according to Google's editorial practices. See, there you go. They're basically labeling anything that's conservative. Well, as you could see last week, they labeled a pro-life website as porn so that nobody could find that. And anything that's conservative, they'll probably label it as untrustworthy, unverified, or fake news. However they can label it so it won't be promoted in the algorithm, so nobody will see anything that's created by any conservative or that would promote any conservative. You see, that's how they can rig an election. They have control over what information the public has access to, especially the dumbed down sheep public that really don't give a damn. They just see a news story, they believe it. They could care less if Google's rigging it. They could care less if it's true. They don't even ponder whether or not something's true. What YouTube did is they changed the results of the recommendation engine. And so what the recommendation engine is, it tries to say, well, if you like A, then you're probably going to like B. So content that is similar to Dave Rubin or Tim Pool, instead of listing Dave Rubin or Tim Pool as people that you might like, what they're doing is that they're trying to suggest different news outlets, for example, like CNN, MSNBC, or these left-leaning political outlets. Now, when you run across this on YouTube, what you do is you click that little 3-dot icon underneath the video, and you get a little drop-down menu, and you click Not Interested, and it'll say, the video has been removed, you're not interested, or whatever. Tell us why. You click Tell us why. And in that, there's a list. And it'll say, well, I don't want to watch videos based on recommendations from this other video that they linked it to. You don't pick that one. You say, I'm not interested in videos from this site, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, and they won't show up in your feed anymore, at least for a while. You might have to do it again down the road. But it's real quick. You click that, and I'm not interested. Tell us why. Not interested in this channel. And they'll stop running. And that's just a workaround for them rigging the algorithm and trying to force you to watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox. You can go ahead and have those channels suppressed in your own personal feed. Just a little tip. So there we go. I suppose you can come and look at the website yourself. Click the link in the description.